So we are rolling.
Rolling? Great. Welcome to another episode of Chatu Zeng. We have Flood of Mutiny with us. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the show.
Thank you
We
for
have
having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
So this time I'll introduce the band myself. I'm
Oh,
feeling very confident. We have the frontman, Mr. Sri Samad Inamdar. We have bassist, the young, the fakingly introvert but actually very naughty is what I've heard, Mr. Sankalp Vyas. The age-defining Mr. Rishabh Kapoor, and our fellow Mumbaikar, Akshay. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Hi,
So the topic of your album that is about to release in a couple of weeks, Declamation, like you said, it's talks about a lot of recent events that we are going through, and you spoke about how it feels. Sai, do you want to say what does the album mean to you?
So Declamation actually has 8 tracks in it, and lyrically, if I say, I have basically I've been reading a lot of biblical stuff and a lot of Victorian era literature and so on. So basically, my lyrical way, what it comes out is naturally that way. So that is why you will come across a lot of angelical references, like the song "Overfall," which we released recently, and you will come across a lot of that in the other 7 songs as well. Giving an idea of the sound itself, it is more towards the black and death metal kind of a genre, because I grew up listening to a lot of thrash metal and black metal, and same with Akshay. He's come from the thrash metal time as well, and so does Rishabh, and Sankalp is still, exploring the thrash metal, black metal genre, and so basically, I started writing this album back in 2010, and it has taken me a very long time to sit down and finish it down with Rishabh in all those years. And so that is what I'm saying. Sonically, it sounds like any other black and death metal album with a different kind of vocals. So it's not the traditional way of growling. Like, I'm not singing and growling. I'm just shouting and screaming. That is what I would call it, more than anything else.
How about Akshay? What does the album mean?
See, I'll be very honest with you.
I'm very interested from your perspective because I'm a guitarist, so I always look out for other guitarists' point of view.
So, like, I've always perceived music more of the musical side than the lyrical side, and Sort of Mutiny has some really kick-ass riffs which I just love playing, and like all kudos to Shri. I met Shri like almost 7 years ago, and like I had fortunately I joined the band 2 years ago, and we did a gig in Jaipur where I was the bassist, where I was filling in for Glimpse, trying to fill in for Glimpse. Obviously, I'm not as good as a bassist as he is or Shanky is, but I did it. But then Shri asked me, and even I was really interested to join Sort of Mutiny as a guitarist. So the first time, I still remember the first jam sessions with Rishabh, Shri and Sankalp before the last plug-in gig, Plug-in 7, which happened in December. And I just love the entire energy of this room, and especially for me as a guitarist, I really feel out of all the guitarists that I've played with in Baroda and in Mumbai, I think there is just this kind of a connect with me and Shri as a guitarist, where even if you see us live, we are almost mimicking each other's movements to a certain point, and that kind of there is this kind of sync because we have been growing up listening to the same influences like Megadeth, Metallica, and we had a very similar kind of a bass. So that kind of it's a nice sync, and I really love playing the riffs. And I still remember the last gig which I had because that was the last live gig which I played, and it's like a I really don't have any more words to describe it.
So let
But
me
it
put it
was
simpler
like a
for you.
dream.
Let me put a tough question and a simple question together. Who is a better drummer, Rishabh, Shri?
It's
That depends what you're playing.
Yeah.
That depends what you're playing.
Because
it's obviously Rishabh.
But
She is being the nice guy. Arey, Blood of Mutiny mein
She's
Rishabh is
being
the better
nice.
drummer.
Yeah.
I would say Rishabh is a more complete.
Guitarist ka perspective, I can still understand because as a guitarist, we don't care much about lyrics anyway. Because for us, bass of course means because the whole feel changes with a single note of bass and the power comes from there. It's very
The
simple on
open
that.
power chord is, yeah.
And actual punch comes from the double bass and the bass that comes from the drummer. That's where the guitarist goes. What does the drummer think of? Like this is the first time to be honest, I'm actually speaking to a drummer. I was expecting Shri to be there in Dionat, but he ditched us. So
Yeah. He has a like habit of doing that sometimes. You have to like wait for him. So, yeah, Shri will come up. He will be there. Yes, you have to trust in him. Like yeah, he is going to be there. So, but he always shows up. Definitely, at least for jams and
you
everything.
are
Yeah,
the
he
Dravid
definitely
of
shows up.
Blood of Mutiny. He's always
Yeah,
there.
always there. Yeah. So, as for Flood of Mutiny's music, uh, it's something that we have grown into actually. So, if you listen to the songs, if you listen to Invisible Apocalypse, that is something which still sounds very primitive. So, when we are playing live, no, we have these moments like, नहीं, we are not playing that. अभी बहुत बजा लिया है इसको और नहीं बजाएंगे. So start getting these vibes, but in the end, it's always has been like, especially like Darkness Pills, right? So Darkness Pills, we had this moment where there is a very simple groove, and it just lingers on. So the first time we were actually playing it, like it was me, Shri, and Glimpse on the stage, and we don't know like how long the progression is. So before the show we are like कि कितना बार बजाना है तो like पता नहीं we'll do one thing ऊपर ही देखेंगे कि कितना बजाना है and literally that happened like we were on stage and it's like कि हाँ इतना ही बजाना है अभी आगे और भी है और भी है but I think that's where the sync comes in because we did play it together without knowing how long we are going to play it and we still ended up like playing it well.
Nice.
So
nice.
so that is what Flood's music has meant to me because I have grown with it. Like I started with Pessimistic. She was there with Pessimistic Graves as well, but with Flood of Mutiny's music, a lot of personal influences, a lot of you know. Because when we jam, so a lot of songs that were created were like she would send me something, then we would go back, and after like 2 or 3 months, because I would be in Jaipur,
Okay.
so I would come here to Baroda and like sit with him, and we will jam for an hour or so, and we're like, "Bana diya, ho gaya,"
Nice.
because everybody would be so happy. Well, yeah, it's sounding very well. So and even Shri would be like, "You like, यही डालना था वहाँ पे exact सही पकड़ो." So I think that is what mutiny means to me, dude. Like it's
The
something
connect.
very close to the heart. Yeah, it's a great connect, and it's something very close to the heart, and you always know that yeah, everything will sync up. So there is not going to be an issue, definitely.
Like you defined the whole. I feel the whole concept of what a band is. It's
Yeah,
like
dude. Like
connect.
seriously, like
The connect you cannot explain. Like I used to have with my band. Like we were active in say 2000 like 9, 10 to mid 2014, sir. And my drummer and me, our band, we used to have a lot of pauses. Like
okay.
Jaiga, and even on jam perspective, when was ready to pick up a solo, at that time he'll go into the groove. Like you didn't need to even look at him, and the whole thing just everyone is in sync together.
Yeah.
And I know when I'm ending, he'll go on a roll and it'll end on a bang, and then we'll start with the chorus. So
Yeah.
like that whole feeling is something else. So
It's true, dude. Like that is the connect that Flood has for me at least. Like, it's something that we have
this is, I
created.
have it. I don't know about you guys.
No, because it's perceived differently for different people, right? Like she has written all the lyrics, right? So I still don't remember all the lyrics after playing so long. But I still don't remember the lyrics. But we still know what's going to happen because you can actually vibe with the song without actually knowing the lyrics. That's the beauty that I feel, because even my parents and my friends who don't listen to metal, when they listen to Flood's music, they are happy. Like this sounds good.
They're
So
happy.
like even though we don't listen, they're happy. I don't know how, but they are happy. Like yeah, this sounds good. Like even though we don't understand a thing, but it still sounds good. So
There
I
is
think
definitely that power
that's
to it. The heaviness is there.
yeah. It makes you move. I guess that's the best thing.
What do you call your band? Like going into that groove metal genre a bit? Because you guys are definitely having one of the grooviest riffs that I've heard. It's very groovy.
It's obviously because of Lamb of God, and we growing up to Lamb of God's music,
Yeah.
all of us. And I mean, as Rishabh mentioned, a band called Pessimistic Graves, we were in together in 2008, 9, maybe till 10. We started out covering Laid to Rest, Redneck.
I'm so sorry, I'm laughing
this-
at, but I'm
Yeah.
just laughing at pessimistic graves.
Yeah, I mean, come on, we were kids. And yeah, basically, I think that is where we caught the groovy thing, I suppose, so to say. But I wouldn't really call us a groove metal band or something like that, because there's a lot of black metal element. But I don't know,
Black is-
maybe if you
Black
are
is
calling
definitely
it
there, but I was thinking,
Yeah.
are you getting into that bit of groove metal? Would you call yourself slight
it
groove
is
metal?
kind of
Probably.
groovy, but I think if you think, or if anybody else who is listening to our music thinks it's groovy, then it's groovy. I mean, we are happy with it. Just
Nice.
enjoy our music. It's like that. I mean,
And like, I don't think right now we are like we can be defined into any one kind of metal also, because it's just like there are so many things going on at the same time that you pick up these influences from this band which is completely different genre, and you pick up an influence from a thrash band which is again different from a black metal band or death metal band. So, but like again, we also love groove metal. We love Zignema. We love Pantera. Like obviously, who doesn't, right? So these bands have kind of influence on us, but like again, we process it in our own way. Like the way Shri writes a riff and makes it into a song is very unique to what he does, and I think only he can do what he does. For example, like how Rishabh way of writing songs is the thing that only he can do. So it's more of an individuality which you gather from metal, because like metal is again what it's nothing but aggression. Like it's just your inner aggression being loosened out about things which you cannot really speak about, or things which cannot articulate, but you need to get that aggression out. So I think that's what defines Flood of Mutiny is. You need to be in touch with your aggressive side, but you need to accept it and also agree with it and not inflict upon it, or just take it a bit. It's an outlet, you can say. It's an outlet for all of us.
I think that's the whole. Just like a personal opinion for me. A lot of, or I think almost every metalhead for that matter considers metal almost therapeutic, because it relieves you. Once you've had like a 3 hour jam, you're bang gone ahead. After that, you feel so lightheaded. In terms of just relax, everything is out. You're void of all the stress, all everything.
Void of all emotions. You're just a blank. Like, okay.
Feels good after that. A nice headbang, groove, full jam. Yeah, you scream the hell out of, you played the hell out of your instrument. It feels good after that.
Yeah, it's more like freedom, or maybe
Right, that's the word I
of
was
a freedom.
looking for.
Yeah, it's like it frees you of all your evils, or I mean, if your day's been long, like mine was today, I'll just go back home and maybe put on a Crypt or CD and just groove with it, enjoy my snack or coffee or something like that, and just be free and chill out, basically. Something
So
like
for
that.
all the viewers, all my watchers, the viewers, listeners, Shri is doing a PhD in archaeology. He's a highly educated person. And just with the last discussion we had, It just proved why he's a lyricist and I'm not. He found out the right word, the right set of sentences to get. Like, it's just a thing
No, I
that
mean,
the bullet flows for you, right?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's just how it is for me. Maybe it just comes naturally. Possibly, it's like that.
So what the other guys do? Sankalp, of course, just cleared 12th, waiting for his degree college to start. Poor guy. What about Rishabh and Akshay?
Akshay is a like full-time guitarist in Bombay, so he is doing all that. He's like totally invested in music. I, on the other hand, I'm pursuing my career in design, apart from drumming. But that's something which is very away from the band and the mutiny, because it's it's kind of opposite to what what I do in the band and how I feel in the band. But at the same time, like it gives me that perspective because whenever we are playing, right? So for me, it's like I have all those pent up emotions which are just cooped in because I haven't played live in a while, and then mutiny gigs, comes up, and then we are there for 1 week jamming, straight jamming for 1 week, and then we go out and play, and like that release, bro, is something that I can imagine because it has happened that we played the whole set, and after playing the whole set, you feel like, यार थोड़ा और बजा लेते हैं. Like, can we do that?
One more
थोड़ी
song.
देर और one more song, because and this did happen in one of the plugins. So she was playing with Max Speed, and so we were we ended the show, so we were the headliners in that plugin. And so he has already played in with one of the bands, or with two of the bands.
There's definitely Dune Heart. There is
No,
Blood
no,
of Mutiny. There is Max Speed, like you said. How many bands are you
then
in,
there was
Shri?
Shri is in multiple bands, bro. Like, he is somebody who has a lot of trades. He has a lot of aces up his sleeves. He can do a lot of things.
She is trying so hard to be the most humble person.
Yeah.
Shri is a deep person, I would say. The time I've got to know
Yeah.
he's a person of many levels and layers.
Okay,
And the more
you
get
guys
to know
are
him,
obviously very impressed with Shri. And we
Yeah.
of course, I
Let's
know,
not talk
like,
about me, please.
No, I want to talk more about you. Tell me things that you don't like about Shri. Rishabh, what do you don't like about Shri that annoys you?
That annoys me.
Ah.
I really like, he tries and hits me. So there is a visible difference between me and Shri, if you have ever seen us.
So
So
1 feet difference.
yeah,
Rishabh is 6'4", I am 5'4".
yeah, and then he hits me, right? So I'm like, dude, I'm going to kill you. So now it has become like, since like when Akshay came in, so there's this photo of us. So two of us are standing like bodyguards, and then Shri is standing in the middle. So he's coming till our chests. He's standing there, and this guy was just screaming over there at people on stage, at the sound person. If the sound person is not behaving, he'll go and shout at the person, no matter the consequences.
I've got back, right? I've got Akshay and Rishabh to support me, so I don't worry. I don't have to worry.
We don't have to do anything, right? We just have to start.
That's
Like,
right.
because most of the people are in that ball region, right? Like 5'2", 5'7", 5'8". But
Like but Shri,
and
you do look a bit intimidating, man. Like, if now I can't see what your heights are, but currently, if I was supposed to be intimidated, I'd be most intimidated by you. Like, you have the mustache, clean shave. Like, you are the most serious person as of now.
No. Not at all like that. These guys know.
And what about Akshay? What do you hate about Shri? Let's
Honestly,
I'm going to make this title of this video roast of Shri Samat Inamdar.
you yourself said it, bro. He's a man of many layers.
yeah, he's a man
Yeah.
of, you get
He's
to
a
know
man
his
of many
stories.
layers.
You get to know stories. Like, I've known him for like 7 years, and I still can like only say I just No Shri. I'm getting to know Shri. Like, how about you, Rishabh? Like, you know him the longest. What do you think? Like,
He just
how do
said.
you think you know Shri till? I think you must know Shri by till the bottom, from the bottom of the heart, right? Like, पूरा जानता होगा तो Shri को. Like, even
I
Shri
don't
knowing
remember
Rishabh.
his birthday. I don't remember his birthday.
That's okay,
I
man.
think
I don't.
no guy
I
remembers
don't.
any other guy's birthday. But remembering
birthdays
birthdays
are-
is not a thing between guys.
Yeah.
Yes, please, definitely. So like, but I don't know, man. Like, I never thought about it this way. It's a difficult question for me. Like, do I know Shri? Do I?
Do I? The next question is, do you want to know Shri that much?
Why would I? Why would I want to know him that?
I mean, see,
Like,
band is
because
like a marriage, right? We must
In a
know
way.
each other.
yeah,
True.
And the songs that are
yeah,
chosen, I strongly
Like,
advocate
I
that.
definitely agree with what Shri said. If it's not putting like marriage, but I would definitely say it's like a family. The commitment is
Yeah, I
too
mean,
much
yeah.
because
No, but
Yeah.
it is a marriage. There is a mother, father. There is that equation happening in a band. I think.
Yeah.
But for sure.
I got another question on that front. Like a lot of bands, I'm not saying whether it's good or bad. The thing is, there is always someone like a not leader perspective, but from a composition perspective, someone who directs. Okay, this is what the song should go. Okay, this sounds good. Okay, can you do this? If not, but that sounded great. Can you do this? It will definitely sound great, even if the other person is not complying, is not on board with it. He has a vision. Sometimes it goes over on board, some overboard. Sometimes it doesn't. And how is the chemistry between you four? How does the composition process go?
Right now, Shri, Rishabh, and Glimpse have been the ones who have written all the songs which are going to be hearing on this album right now.
Okay.
So, what right now me and Sankalp are basically doing is trying to fill in the shoes and trying to do justice to these songs. But we haven't really, the four of us, gotten together to write a song. But we're going to be
Yeah.
doing that next month. Mostly, we're going to be starting again for the next album, preparing for the next album again.
Next week, probably.
Yeah, like
Next.
next.
Yeah.
Finally, Sankalp spoke. Sankalp spoke.
Sankalp is happy. Next
Just
week is
remember-
jamming session.
Like, I have a question for Rishabh and Shri, if you don't mind if I ask.
Yeah, please.
So, like, तुम लोग को, like, you know, you had Glimpse before, and like I've seen you guys from long time. Like, I've been playing since I've come into Baroda and into the music scene. So, how does it feel for you guys to have that change from Glimpse to, you know, having me and Sankalp in your band? Like, how was that feeling for you? Just coming to know, because I've never really done that. Like, have a new band member come in after such a long time.
It's
Like,
like
I
a
have band
very
members-
high level gossip question on a podcast now.
No, just it's just
I'm
a
interested
feeling.
now. Yes, Sri
It's
and
now
Rishabh.
changed to chat with Akshay.
Yes. Welcome to Chat with Akshay. Today we have Blood of Mutiny plus Venkat Iyer
And Venki.
and Venki. But seriously, that's a very valid question. Like, him
How
being
does
a
it
newcomer,
feel?
of course, there is an adjustment point of view. Okay, the songs are great. Let me do justice to this song. I think it's same for Sankalp as well. You're trying to first play the song the way it was supposed to sound, and then you add your own unique touch to it. But Sri and Samath, like Sri and Samath, Sri and Rishabh, how what has there been a change? What is the growth, and what do you expect? Do you still expect the sound to be same in the song, or has it been improved with the two great players that you have now?
It's never has been that way. Actually, like every time we have written a song, the direction was decided by the group and
Nice.
not the individual. Because a lot of like I have heard that a lot of bands actually do this. That everybody writes a song, and then you like try and pick up songs, right? Like whichever you like. But in Mutiny's case, it's always has been like Shri writes something, he sends it over. Then he has trust in me that I'll write something and then I will send him back. So it's always one of us adding their own flavor to it, adding their own twist to it. It's not something which is like pre-decided that we have to head into this direction. Like definitely, like uh, the album has a scope towards it where you're moving towards a point. But in general, when we are creating the song, it's not something that how the song should sound is defined by any one of us. It's always like you have done your part, you have written the guitars, then there will be a bass. Like when Glimpse was there, so he and Shri would actually sit together and write the riffs, right? And they would write the riffs, and we would just jam along them. Back then, we never used to send tracks to each other because we are just kids. Meeting in the workshop morning 8 on every Sunday. That is how I used to practice, right? So it was never something like okay, there is this direction. Yeah, definitely. Uh, a lot of it has been inspired by what they created, right? So what I have done with the album, I've just tried to be with it, just play along with it and try and work with it. But it has never been that okay, I don't want this, I don't like this. What has been created, it has been created. Now you have to work upon it and make it better.
Nice.
So that is how it always has been, and definitely because I have seen Akshay long before, like since long before, right? Before I played with him, I knew that there is this guy called Akshay, humongous guy called Akshay, who has a red cable on his guitar, a coiled red cable. That is how I remembered Akshay from a AOD gig here on
Wow.
Darkness Gate.
Yeah.
So,
So
like,
I'll just,
we knew that he is a great guitarist, yeah. So we know
I'll,
that, like, definitely he'll add something great to it. Yes, Shri?
obviously. I'll just simplify it in very simple and bracketed manner. It's basically Glimpse and I, uh, we're like childhood friends. We grew up together in an area called Fatehganj. It's the chill place in Baroda, so to say. And we grew
Yeah.
up playing cricket, football, and you know how your school friend is from your childhood and nearby area, right? So, and turns out he knew how to play guitar, and I wanted to play guitar. He taught me. He gave me the first lesson. Basically, he taught me how to play guitar for the first time back in 2008 or maybe seven. I don't remember. And then from then, actually, when I started to explore thrash metal and all those Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax kind of things, we just sat down and we thought, yeah, if these guys can do it, we can do it. So we started to write whatever we could on acoustic guitars, and then that is how we wrote "Reason to Die" and songs like "Perdition" and "Against Me" and all those things. And then basically what this album is as well is basically we growing up as musicians. When the album cycle started, we were learning. I mean, we are still learning, but then we didn't call ourselves musicians because we were still going to the classes, learning how to play scales and everything. Rishabh was there taking his drum lessons and everything. But
Yeah.
then now that we are performing we were performing regularly, I think we can call ourselves a proper band and musician, a set of musicians. So the album actually showcases the growth of a group of musicians and a band at the same time. So that is what you will listen to on the album itself, because the album starts off really simple with very simple riffs, and then gets complex. And that is how we have actually arranged the songs, and then we have also so to say written the lyrics in that way itself to make you feel like it's actually growing
The
up
whole
and growing
growth of band, the whole thought
Yeah.
is in sequence, and you can hear it.
Yeah. So we
Nice.
started writing this in 2009 actually.
Wow.
And
It's over a decade.
we formed in 2010 properly, like a proper band. And we were three-piece before then. We were just me playing guitar and singing, and Glimpse, my friend, on the bass, and this guy on the drums. And then I always wanted to do some or the other project with this guy called Akshay. And because it was just, always wanted to play thrash metal, and he was playing thrash metal. And come on, I want to play thrash metal as well. So I'm like, man, come on, man, come over, man. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. And it came really simple for me to replace Glimpse, in the sense that we already had found this prodigal guy roaming across in the city on the bass, with the bass, I mean. And then I just asked him to come over for a jam, and then we had a little jam at to see, this is the song, this is how we wrote it. You guys do whatever you want to do. There is no hard and
Nice.
fast rule that you have to play like this
Yeah.
or something. Take your own time, sit down with the song, do whatever you want to do, and let's see how it comes out.
Now that you say this, I do realize this when I heard your songs, because uh, at some point when you listen to a particular song, there is, like, people listen to vocals, of course. There is like, sometimes the guitar is too good, sometimes the drums is too good, and the bass line stands out. But in your songs, everything was there. Like, I could not ignore any instrument, any sound that comes from there. I was listening to the bass line as well. The drums had the punch. The riffs was, of course, like I said, being a guitarist, I was, of course, going to the riffs. But adding to that, the vocals had that, what do you call, like the piercing quality to it. It went through me. Okay, then I was trying to understand clearly what you were saying, but thank God you had put the lyrics also, so it was much easier for me to understand actually what you were saying on that front. And I completely agree to you of what you said just now, because everyone stood out in their own way, and also didn't stood out to make the song as sound as one.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm proud of myself that I managed to put that thing in words together.
I mean, we are proud that you are like
Yeah.
it as a band, not as one guitar player is nice or the drummer is nice. That is what is our goal, and we are really glad that you were liking it.
No, man. Like, see, people.
We're delighted, so to say.
I think people would feel like, okay, this is my show and I'm calling you guys, so of course I have to praise you. No, nothing like that.
Yeah.
I'm calling only those guys जिसका music I like. Okay, here is a tough question for everyone. If you get one chance to answer it, your favorite song from the album, Shri,
Condemned Race.
Akshay,
Always and forever perdition.
Sankalp,
Condemned Race.
and Rishabh.
Reason to Die.
I knew he'll say something else. He'll choosing something that he is having that fun.
Reason to Die.
Oh wow.
But the reason to Die was the first song, so like it's
very
the
special.
most closest one. Yeah, it's very special.
Nice.
Certainly.
That is where it all started. So
Wow, man. Like, I almost feel like I was with you guys in the journey of composing this album, because talking about all the early influences from Megadeth to listening to that. And I'm just a bit sad that I couldn't make Sankalp speak again. Dude, what will it take for you to speak up? Come on.
Ask him about his plugins experience this time,
Oh, you.
because that was the first plugin.
yeah,
And
तो
his internet slowed up.
मतलब
Now you're back.
so
Yeah.
so फ्लावर ऑफ मीडिया लियोनार्ड को मैंने रिसेंटली ज्वाइन किया था, मतलब लास्ट ईयर ज्वाइन किया, फिर और तुरंत ही मैंने फिर प्लग इन किया, मतलब 5-6 महीने के ड्यूरेशन में। तो वो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा था कि इतनी जल्दी सब मेरे लिए हो रहा है सब, तो काफ़ी वो स्पेशल था मेरे लिए।
Dude, don't, like, there is nothing jaldi or late is what I understand on this front. This is just happening because these guys before you have worked so much to set up the scene, that's all. And today you're feeling, tomorrow you'll find, wait for a couple of years, you'll find a younger bass guitarist who will be performing on the same stage. And there is, because guys, other three at least on that front, have, in the local scene at least, how many of you have you ever seen a player playing a better drums or a better guitar riff or a better vocals, and you're like, damn, he's good.
Yeah, there have been lots of instances like that. Like, there are good musicians around, so
Always,
someone is
always,
there is always
always someone better.
There is always going to be someone better, and you're going to be always someone better than somebody else. Yeah, like it has a more close knit scene. So there are not a lot many number of people, but there is more quantity, there is more quality than quantity, I would say. And like these people who are gonna come up and see the show, and they're gonna be turning up, and they're mostly their friends, but they also mostly get new people every time, and they become part of that family. So it just keeps on growing more in numbers, but the connect is equally strong. And it's more like everything we do is DIY. So obviously you get all these help from other people also, and people are always willing to help out. So that's what I feel is something which there is no like what you call the rock star attitude. It's just like
Nice.
I'm just we need to
Genius
work hard.
humble.
We need to work hard. Like humility is I think everyone should do. It's a balance. Don't be too humble. But
So
so like it's fun. There. It's fun.
nice, man. Like, at least I hope this thing would be there. It's there up to a lot of extent in Mumbai scene as well. Like you already know.
Yeah.
But in Mumbai,
Like
there is Mumbai is Blackbird is just one product of a guy called Adit Khanpur.
Yeah, Adit is a nice guy too. Yeah.
I know him personally, man. He's one of the coolest dudes, very nice guy. But thanks to him, the scene is still surviving. There is not much like the legends of Mumbai metal scene are almost done. Demonic Resurrection, lineup has changed and a lot of things. Style, I'm not sure if it's performing anywhere. Signama was my favorite bands of all time in Mumbai. They're kind of settling down now. Jimmy started his own burger joint in Mumbai, Jimmy's Burger. So these things, but this thing, like the whole helping each other. How many times in a college competition, at least my cable is not working, I went to some guy, can you just help me with your cable, and he's given. Where he could have just said no, and we would have lost the competition anyway, competing with the same band. So those things, I love it, man. So for people who I want to plug in one more thing, and the whole thing about plug-in is I want to plug in it in here. So Sri, the whole backbone of plug-in, there have been 7 seasons of this extremely important and superb show that you guys are organizing in Baroda, and I hope it goes more. Can you just shed a light on how it all started and how did you guys go about it?
So how it started is basically I did not know there is a thing called DIY back in those days. I mean, I knew how it worked, but I did not know it was called DIY and all that whole thing was going to be the new. And then it's basically me and my. I mean, it's basically Flood of Mutiny's baby, to be very honest, plugin. And me and my friends like Rishabh and Glimpse and another guy called Lincoln, we actually started out. We were actually sick of playing the Battle of Bands in colleges and because I don't understand the point. I should give you money to play music. I mean, that is just absolutely pointless because the registration amount and all those things. I mean, I couldn't buy a burger for me and you expect me to pay 1,500 rupees for a 30-minute slot and play for like 10 minutes and 20 minutes sound check. It was just absolutely insane. So what I thought, man, chuck it. I'll just go and make something else. Doesn't matter where the money comes from. I'll just pour mine, whatever I have limited resources of savings. And a big shout out to my parents actually who helped me out with money at the end of it.
Ooh.
And yes, and basically I went out to guys. Back in the days, there were my favorite Barodian metal band is Blitzkrieg, and Akshay Prakash was the lead guitar player in that band. And I went to these guys. I went to Aeon of Darkness, another amazing metal band from Baroda. I just spoke to them. I mean, the first one did not work out as we wanted to, so Blitzkrieg and AOD wasn't there on the first season of it. But then later, when they came to know that this actually happened, I mean, Flood of Mutiny pulled it off. Then they were also like getting into the scene and they also started to support. And I mean, what I think about Baroda scene is we are really, really united, as mentioned by Akshay, and we know everybody to an extent that we know where does this guy stay. I mean, I've been to his place, and everybody. It's like that. It's so close-knit. And so basically, all these musicians came across, and then, as you said, I'm the background. The people of the Baroda are the backbone of Plugin. If they weren't here, we wouldn't be doing this. So that is how it actually started. We started to save. I mean, whatever we earned, small amount of it was taken away, and we stored it for plugin every time. And our main thing was to give at least 1 or 2 slots to new and upcoming bands who have never ever played in their lives. So we've done that with, like Rishabh mentioned earlier, a band called Tailored Heaven. I mean, they're recording their. I think they're recording their EP now, and they've already released a single last year. I mean, earlier this year. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Their first gig was a plugin, and another one, Shashwat Bulusu, is a solo artist, singer
that
songwriter.
guy, he's
Yes.
big now.
Yeah, so he started out with plugin, and to name a few basically. So there are artists we're trying our best to support, and because what we learned from our experience being in a small town, that it is very difficult to get your name out there. So we're just helping you out to boost your confidence to just go up and explore your own journey later on. It's just what we're trying to do basically with plugin.
Oh man, like that's the best thing to do to the scene, to be honest. Because the reason why I started this podcast is similar reason. Because when we were active, we had no idea. Like you said, there were only competition for you. There was nothing else, and to be honest, it kind of killed the whole camaraderie that bands had with each other. Like there were 2 bands in the same area. We are all friends. We just playing in different bands. We go to the competition. It kind of gives a stamp that who is better among us. It kind of killed the whole friendship for me. Like you guys won, so you are better than us, or what? Are, are is my music not that good? So it goes into that front. So I didn't like it. And adding to that, we had no idea how to approach for professional gigs as well. If I want to approach a venue, who should I talk to? What should I talk about? What kind of sound do we require? Because we were also kids. If you're going to a venue and the guys just see, okay, what do you require to perform? I have no idea. What sound requirements do we have? And we had a different genre because it's a commercial space now. So owner of the space has a say. Okay, this is my audience. You play your originals. I have no issues, but play these also.
Oh, okay.
You play a 2 hour set. You play 1 hour for your originals, 1 hour for mine. Let's keep that, and I'll be. And the toughest question: how much do you ask for the payment? No one had any idea. Okay, if you think about at that time, like 5,000, too much? Are we worth that much or not? We have no idea.
Yeah,
So
I
those
mean,
questions, and so such questions I think still bands have. People have it's tough time to assess themselves what are they worth in one term, because see, for the love of music and the fun, everything matters. But at some point, you're spending so much on traveling, taking care of instruments. Instruments are not cheap. Jam rooms are not cheap. Recording is not cheap. You have to think about these things. So I thought, okay, let me call bands and let them share their experiences. How did they go ahead? What was their whole experience like?
Experience.
So I'm not trying to tell anyone, okay, this is what you should do, but take your learnings wherever you.
That's absolutely
feel
good.
safe.
Yeah.
and
Nice.
moreover,
Yeah,
like you being a metal musician in India, all kind of puts you in like a small group of people. So you always have that sense of feeling to, okay, you also listen to metal and you have that connection of metal. But I don't think anyone else really does. जो Bollywood सुनता है वो मैं भी Bollywood सुनता हूँ. ऐसा connect I don't think कोई करता होगा over any other genre. Which again is what drives the whole scene forward. Like that resilience.
But I'll tell you, one of the like mind-blowing things I've heard is all the metal singers that I know, they can sing terrific clean also. The control they have when they sing clean, oh my goodness! Like they'll give a tough challenge to all these acoustic singers. You know, like because they have so much, because suddenly they're free. For them singing clean is not effort at all. they can hit the range and go low and everything, and they're free. And with the acoustic guitar, because people say metal is aggression, but it's more about the feel. You feel every sound that much, and suddenly you have a chord. You feel that also very much. Very clean chord, and it's all fun that way. You would not believe, Akshay, we did a entirely Bollywood show with Adit Singh for a Valentine Day performance.
Oh man, this is something which I wish I was there.
So Adit is this vocalist for Orcus. I don't know for whom he's singing as of now. Orcus was a proper metal band. He used to scream and was like this metal head. And when Adit once he called me for a gig and he's like, okay, let's do this Bollywood idiot stuff. I was there on the acoustic guitar and playing with it. Adit was singing Bollywood numbers.
Yeah, like I think we all have had our fair share of brushes with Bollywood music which we have had to play unwillingly or willingly on stage.
So let me put it this way. Blood of Mutiny. I asked you that you have to play one Bollywood song in metal, in your style. Which song would it be?
Very
common
any AR Rahman kind of song.
Yeah, Rahman song in
I
metal.
love Rahman. It's
Or Amit Trivedi for example.
yeah. It's easy to
Give me
pick
one
actually.
song. Give me one song.
Oh, one song is the issue.
Rosa.
Rosa is done, man. Paradigm is already
Paradigm
done. It's
Shift, they
done.
killed it.
Yeah,
Paradigm. Yeah.
I mean,
There are a lot of good Bollywood songs. Man. Like, you
And
can
by the
take-
way, did you guys know? I heard this on the Daira podcast that when Kaushik was there, the singer Kaushik, he didn't want to do Roja. He never wanted Paradigm Shift to cover Roja. He was out of the city for a couple of days. The band did it.
Yeah, that's it.
And when he came back, they made him hear ये गाना है. And he's like, okay, अच्छा है. Then they went ahead.
मैं नहीं गाऊंगा.
And
why
he
it's
didn't sing.
instrumental.
He's not singing in the.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's yeah.
So which song?
nice.
I mean, if it's Tamil, it's okay.
Yeah, of course. Music has no
I
language.
mean, we can pick up Urvashi. I mean, it has a very sick beat to it.
But I think Bollywood has done something with Urvashi.
Who?
Underground Authority.
Underground
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is
Maybe. See, what I think is Delhi 6. The title song is actually really nicely composed. Yeah.
Masti hai Mastana ki Dilli.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song.
Yeah, it's a very nice.
We can do that.
The whole track is beautiful. Yeah, I love a Rehna Tu ka a metal version. Rehna Tu.
Yeah,
I
it's a
think that
beautiful song.
But I think making it metal would be going against the feeling
Whole
of this
vibe.
song.
Yeah.
But
So
like
we won't
Delhi
do it.
can make it a metal song.
I still think it would be a great metal version of that song, man.
Yeah, there would be. Yeah.
Probably Sri would have to control the screaming a bit on for that one, because even if all the metal thing, he'll have to sing it clean probably. Nice.
That's where I'm not good.
Wow, man, what a conversation we had. It was one of the most fun conversations I've had in a long time. Okay, so let me ask you one. What is the most weird experience you had in a live performance?
Jaipur. Last
one?
Reason to Die. Last note.
Oh God.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
my word. So, unfortunately, Akshay couldn't make it to that gig.
Okay.
And we were actually sharing stage with Zignima. It was their tour, and we were sharing one leg of their tour with them. What happened was we had a slot right before Zignima, and Zignima was just getting warmed up and prepared for their set. We were ending by this with this song called "A Reason to Die," as we always do. So we are just about to end on the last note, and what we see right in front of us, the whole circuit board went bonkers. It just absolutely, I mean, it caught fire, to be very honest. And the whole system went down.
Yeah.
And
Zignima
Zignima
didn't
didn't play. Zignima didn't play.
Wow.
and it was the weirdest and the saddest moment for Flood of Mutiny, to be really honest, because
True.
we were so psyched to see Zignima, and
Okay, let me tell you this story. I don't know if I've said this on another podcast or not, but let me tell you the first time I saw a metal band. Okay, Akshay being in Mumbai, girl, he knows about Independence Rock.
I'm not a Mumbai girl.
No, but
I've been
you know about IROC, Mumbai.
IROC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, of course.
So this
Independence
was
Day.
in 2006 or 7, I think. So IROC, old version. And the thing was, that time I was experimenting. I was listening to music, metal and stuff. This was happening, getting into metal. And midday was one of the sponsors for IROC, and the ticket for the gig was also a midday paper. You take a midday paper with you, you show the midday paper to the guy, he has a due box, you sit and you free gig. And I had never been to a metal concert before. I had no idea how loud the speakers could be loud. So, and I was just out of school, so I went like a nice cute guy. I went over the railing, I was standing like this. Oh, मेरे को आगे का जगह मिल गया. I'll be watching the band so close, so I was standing there. And it was just about to start. Zignama was opening. And soundcheck, during the soundcheck, the monitors are off, only the stage monitors are on, so बाहर इतना feel नहीं हो रहा. And then came Jimmy. Siddharth was there, Ravi was there at that time in Zignama.
The bass.
Yeah. So Ravi was doing his windmill stuff and वो सब चल रहा था उसका. And slight, like हल्का, Siddharth just started the strings and it came. There was crowd all set up. Jimmy looked at the crowd and said, "Divide." Crowd split. I had no idea what a fucking ball of death is. I had no idea what a fucking mosh pit was. Forget being in one. And they started at 59.
Okay.
And
Done.
wow, when the riff started, the shit, there was a speaker, 1000-watt speaker blowing on my face. I was so shit scared during that time. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Why are these people banging their heads together? Because till that time it was all videos. And I was not so much into metal by then. And okay, ho raha hai. But being there is altogether a different feel. Being in a mosh pit, being in a wall of death.
Yeah.
And at some point during the performance, Jimmy stage died. And like this was too much for me. And I was a fan of Zignama from then. And if like there were at least I think within 500-600 people in the crowd, it was just starting. And but still 500 people singing "Who Gives a Fuck" as a chorus. Who gives
It's
a
a big
fuck?
deal.
Who gives a
Yeah.
fuck? I was losing my
Bone
shit.
Yeah.
Zignama will always be my favorite band over any international or any big gun of music. Zignama is something special. I'm trying to get the guys together to on my podcast, but I want it to be before I call them. I want to have some kind of good subscriber base because even if people who have not heard him, I should get them as many people as I can for them to speak about their journey.
Yeah.
They're just
I mean,
so
Rishabh and I very clearly love Zignima because the first time we saw them, it was I think 2016 in Jaipur. I mean, Jaipur is like the
Manipal University.
second home of Flood of Mutiny. We just go there just like that and play gigs. So they were there, the headliners obviously, and I still remember Jimmy told me that I mean, he actually complimented my vocals, and I couldn't understand, I couldn't process it because coming from Jimmy and us being such a big Zignima fans, we were just like shook there and what just happened. And right after that Zignima started playing and we were like done for the day. I mean, that was the best gig ever. I mean, what do I say about
Wow.
Zignima? Come on.
Zignama is, they are the. I don't think there's a bigger band in Bombay than Zignama.
Yeah, from Mumbai is their Mecca.
Ah,
Right, it's their Mecca.
I don't think anyone will ever replace Zignama as the best band. Of course, for all other band lovers from Bombay, this is my opinion. I don't want any hate from anyone from Bombay.
Yeah, people get people confuse
Yeah,
opinions.
and I absolutely love it because if they're not fighting for their favorite band, then what's the point of anything?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I
Completely
keep
agree.
fighting for Kryptos all day long.
That's Sigma for me.
Yeah.
Okay, and got it. I have a tough question for everyone. Which is your
Okay.
favorite Zignema song?
Well, broken news.
Okay.
Yeah,
Shab.
same.
Please
I
tell
guess
me.
that's the name of. Yeah,
That
Seamus.
I
Yeah.
think it's Theory of Lies and Negation. I think.
Discriminate.
But it's so difficult to say. Sorry?
Discriminate.
Oh.
Because the second, after
Yes.
the chorus, the whole bass and drum from Ravi and Mayank, my goodness,
Insane.
insane.
It is.
So, what date are we expecting? Today is 1st of October, 13th
This-
October.
Yeah, October 13th. Yeah. We wanted to do it on September 13th because Dave Mustaine's birthday, obviously.
Yay,
But-
nice.
Yeah. But then we released a single and kept the album for later.
Yeah.
So, guys, 13th October is the date. I'll put all the links in the description where you can find and listen to Flood of News new album. Do check them out. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this show. It was absolutely huge pleasure to have you guys and listen to all the stories that you had. And I'm exploring more of bands. I'm going for all the bands that I can find in Baroda. Support this Magnesia guys. It was
Thanks a
so
lot.
much fun to talk to you guys. Thank you very much.
Same.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye guys.
Lovely. Thank you.